Life is a tragedy in close-up and a comedy in long shot. If you sit back visually on a situation, it automatically becomes funnier.
There will come opportunities in life, you know, when they're presented to you, in front of you. It's just a matter of whether you're not prepared to take advantage of the opportunity. But you got to develop that resilience within you. Life is not about how much you succeed. It's about what happens when you fail, right? So life is, you could look at like, man, what's been inspiring for me? If you said, oh, Tom, what are the greatest wins? I'd be like, the wins, those are, yeah. You know, let's talk about the losses. Those are the ones that really, you know, made me who I am. And you know, as you go through life, and we're all adults, things happen in life that you don't want to have happen. Whether you lose a game, or whether things don't go well at work, or something with your child, or, you know, there's a lot of things that come up in our personal and professional lives that just don't go the way we want. And how do you deal with it? You deal with class and integrity, and with courage and with resilience, and you're able to share emotion with people, and do you have other people in your life that can help you through those things? And I think, like I said, my blessing is I've had people that go through those things with me.
Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I gotta do the fucking shit again, man. Whatever the shit is that made me fucking nauseous and sick to my stomach, it made me hurt, there's no ending. And that's the person I listen to. That's the person who's gained knowledge. You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world, because that's where you find yourself. You don't find yourself in over here. You find yourself on the other end. Like the 100-mile race I was on, I ran it for 24 hours. I found myself on the other end of that fucking race. That 19 hours, I found, wow, there's a whole nother fucking world out here that I've never even saw. The world's in your mind. And I'll be satisfied until every drop of that wash rag, which is my soul, is completely wrung out. Well, I'm a big believer in doing something that sucks every single day of your life. I believe it's a key component into strength. Fine. All right, so I'm in the Atlanta airport, and my goal is to do 1,000 push-ups a day for the next 30 days. I'm traveling a lot. I'll constantly go fighting fires, doing speaking gigs, trying to get my book finished up. I'm nowhere near gyms, stuff like that, so there's no excuses.
One of your quotes is, when you're winning, you're not as good as you think you are. When you're losing, you're not as bad as you think you are. What's that mean to you?
When you're winning, everybody's telling you how amazing you are. You're the best. You're amazing. You know, you're just better than that guy, and you're better than this guy. And it always takes me back to that quote of Marcus Aurelius, who had a slave that would sit behind him and always whisper to him, hey, you're just a man. You're just a man. You're just a man. That's right, 40 laws of power.
Patience. Patience is a skill we must master. Patience is one of the most valuable skills a human being must master. And I'm working hard to master it, and I feel I'm getting there, so time will show all of them. That's it. Right now, I'm focused on the bout. Focused. Positivity, good thoughts. And I would say a prayer for those who try and curse me or try and bring harm to me with these type of things, and that's it.
Every day, you must ask yourself, did I do enough? Don't have a fucking critical mind. Repetition every day. The answers lie in the repetitions. You must not forget the repetitions you put into trying to dominate the craft that you're in today. Always, always embrace the suck, adapt to the suck. You can't let conditions dictate your outcome. Your extra gear is the shit you're dealing with in life. And the only way to overcome it is for you or you alone to face it. You gotta train your fucking mind for all obstacles that might get in your way. Don't talk about it, be about it. Practice what you preach. Stay hard.
So many people ask me about how to love yourself. How do you love yourself, Louise? Because I talk about it all the time. So I made a list of how to love yourself. And it's even in poster and postcard form now. But number one on that list of how to love yourself is to stop all criticism. Just stop it, now and forevermore. And make a vow to yourself that you're going to do your very best from now on to stop criticizing, number one, you, and then other people. It'll be a lot easier to stop criticizing other people when you stop criticizing yourself.
You're gonna lose your mother. You're gonna lose your father. You're gonna lose animals and humans that you love. It's going to happen. You're gonna lose money, and at the same time, people are also gonna hurt you even though you don't even know what you did wrong. Things like this are going to happen in this lifetime. To wait for better times to come where the world will be completely in peace and you can walk peacefully over the street, never having the fear that somebody's gonna come and do something to you. It's not gonna happen. Because the world is just the way as it is. But knowing this, preparing yourself, learning the right ways or useful ways that are developing yourself physically and mentally to be able to walk through this lifetime. That's possible. That is something that is available to us. It's just you need to get rid of those fantasies that better times are going to come. If we don't create the better times, nothing's gonna happen.
Learn to calm your mind, right? Your mind is gonna spool. Nobody has a mind that's calm all the time and focused when they want it to be and falls asleep perfectly every night. Nobody gets that. No human being gets that. So you have to put some work into it. That involves doing, maybe it's 5 minutes of meditation a day. I'm a big believer in prayer. I think that combines a number, if not all of the features of the things that we hear about, like meditation and all these other things, into a practice that if you spend some time with it, I think it can be very useful. So get your physiology right and the rest will start falling into place. But if you're not getting your physiology right, the rest isn't gonna work. It's just not gonna work. You're gonna have a very hard time sticking to anything. So the mental health crisis is going to be cured first by taking care of our core physiology.
I blame no one. I look in the mirror. On the other side of it, what an opportunity we have, because tomorrow's the first day of the rest of our lives. So what an opportunity we have to practice.
Jimmy Carr that I just fucking fell in love with last year, and I talked to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 about the start of it. Everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it. And Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, no man wants to become something. Every man wants to be something already.
When I look at people's lives and I say, what makes people successful? I love wickedly smart people. I love intelligence. What I found is the #1 ingredient is hunger. If somebody's got a hunger that doesn't go away, not a hunger to lose some weight for the summer, I'm talking about hunger to be more, to do more, to create more, to become something, to give something that matters, that kind of hunger that doesn't go away. Anybody who has that component that's alive in them is going to succeed. And hunger, though, usually comes from not having things go so well.
If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. Now, sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself, personal development. Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become.
I'm 54 years old right now. Like that. I mean, it just fucking flew by. And you think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Fuck that shit. Let's get all this shit done today.
Do you think about your death?
I'm not afraid of death. Not even a little bit. I'm not afraid of it. I don't know if that'll be the case when I'm facing it, you know, when I'm looking down the barrel of it.
Yeah.
Laying in a hospital bed somewhere. Literally, I don't even like to sleep. My life is so fucking awesome. I don't even want to go to bed at night. I don't even want to go to sleep. I want to stay up fucking I wish I could fucking do 24 hours and never have to sleep. That's how much I love my life.
So I just got through working out, and this guy goes, "Hey, guys, you on that winter arc shit?" I'm like, what the fuck is winter arc? He's like, well, people are like setting goals for the winter time, like working out more, sleeping more, just better habits and goal setting, shit like that. I go, motherfucker, I'm on that 365 shit. It's not an arc, it's a fucking circle. I've been on it for like 30 fucking years. It's a circle that keeps going around and round and round. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Motherfucking winter, spring, summer, fall. Have enough pride in your fucking self to not have this hacky shit to get motivated. Love yourself enough to stay motivated 365, fuck an arc, do a circle, stay hard.
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
I love the way you put that.
Wow.
If you don't see results in the first 2 days or the first week, I'm done. That's the mentality of most people. The struggle is too real. We're not patient. We like in a world where you can Google the best restaurants around me right now, no one is patient. And for you to lose weight, for you to stop drinking, if you where the hell you're going through, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of pitfalls, a lot of plateaus. You're gonna hit so many fucking plateaus. If you don't know how to get around that plateau, it's not gonna happen fast.
One of the most powerful things that anyone can do is to have someone each morning that they text good morning to. I know this is going to sound trivial, corny, and I'm happy to take the heat on this. Seriously, check in with another member of your species each morning. You don't have to have a conversation. You don't have to talk about what you're going to do each day. Knowing that someone cares about us each morning when we wake up makes us feel incredibly part of the tribe.
You are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire. You will be successful in life. I guarantee you that. Believe in yourself and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and only yourself, and allow that human being to make you a better person.
There's people that are willing to go very far, and then there's people that are willing to go far further than them.
That's it.
And when you're a person who prides yourself on your ability to go very far, and then someone is willing to go far farther than you have to decide, do I want to look at that as the new standard? Do I want to judge myself? Do I want to admire him? Or do I want to try to take him down because I feel bad because I can't do what he does, or I haven't done what he does, or what he does makes me look bad because I like to think I'm a hard worker.
Right.
I like to think I'm disciplined and hard. And then I see this fucking dude out there that just making me look soft.
Right.
And so instead of just going, look at him, man, fuck yeah.
Right.
A smart person will look at that person as fuel.
I think in life you want to be finding people that believe in you more than you believe in you, that hold you to higher standards.
I think that's the definition of a good friend. I think that's the definition of a good partner, a good definition of a good husband, wife. They remind us of the best of ourselves. They shine that light and remind us, because we do. I know I do. I put the blinds on it and I don't see it. But I've never been as good in my dreams as I am in real life. I never win the day, get the girl, ace the test, and perform in my dreams. I never have, as well as I will in real life.
Do you feel, I'm not making a phone call, it's not buzzing, it's not beeping, I'm just holding it. Do you feel like you're the most important thing to me right now? No. Right? There's a deep-seated psychological reaction to the device. I'm not doing anything. So when we show up to a meeting and we put the phone on the table, and by the way, putting the phone face down is not more polite. Right? How do you think it makes people feel? Makes them feel that they're not the most important thing right now. If somebody walks into your office and it's just on the desk, how do you think it makes people feel? Employees or patients? Or worse, when somebody looks away and you're on it for 30 seconds. How do you think it makes people feel? Right? Put the phone away when there's another person that you want them to feel like they matter. It's so easy.
This quote will change your outlook on life.
I have led a toothless life. A toothless life. I have never bitten into anything. I was waiting. I was reserving myself for later on, and I have just noticed that my teeth have gone.
A lot of people wait for perfect conditions to start, don't realize that starting is the perfect condition.
The only message I want to get across to people is once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack every.
Let me tell you about a voice. Not this voice, but the one inside. The one that whispers. It tells me what's right and what's not, when to leave and where to go. It's not Shakespeare. It does not speak in memorable lines. My inner voice always gives it to me straight. Tells me who my real friends are, when to say yes, when to say no, whether the person sitting next to me is the one I'll be spending the rest of my life with, or not. Sometimes that voice is crystal clear. Go, stay, right, wrong. Sometimes it merely whispers. Don't let it drown in a noisy world, because in the end, no man, woman, or algorithm knows what's right for you. Always trust your inner voice. Everybody has one. You listen to it.
Stop taking things so seriously. No one is getting out of this game alive, literally. In 3 generations, no one will even remember your name. And if that doesn't give you liberation to just drop your fucking problems and find some joy, I don't know what will. Life is inherently ridiculous and guaranteed to end sooner or later. So you might as well enjoy the ride.
Testosterone has the effects we're all aware of, like deepening the voice, facial hair, muscle growth, recovery, etc. In any case, testosterone has some very interesting effects on the brain. The major mental effect of testosterone is it makes effort feel good.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the reason it does it is that the amygdala, this fear center in the brain, this anxiety center in the brain, has androgen receptors. It has testosterone receptors. And so when humans are taking low doses or reasonable doses of testosterone, or they're increasing their testosterone, or they're going through puberty, effort and leaning into pain and challenge actually has the effect of making the body feel soothed and good. It's a drive.
The 2 emotions that destroy your relationship, your business, your life, it's fear and anger. Those are 2 extremes. What's the emotion I want to train? Gratitude. You can't be grateful and fearful simultaneously. You can't be angry and grateful simultaneously. So what I do is I start my day, I make those changes, and I close my eyes or I look out at the water and I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for just a minute each. But I don't think of it like over there, like if you've ever been on a roller coaster and I ask you what it's like, some people remember it over there. No, I remember it like I'm in the front seat going over the edge, because then you get the authentic biochemical changes. And I do 2 strong things, and usually one simple thing like the wind in my hair or my daughter's smile or something of that nature. So I don't just get wired for unbelievable things, but that primes that nervous system. And then the second thing I do is I take 3 minutes and it's kind of like a blessing or a prayer for the people around me, for the people I love. And there's been a lot of studies that 𝗏𝗏 and others have done on compassion for strangers, what it does to your brain. And then the last 3 minutes I call 3 to Thrive, where I focus for a minute each on something I really want to make happen. I give thanks for it as it's done. I see it as done. I experience it as done. I wire my particular activating system. So now it's going to notice anything that relates to that, but it has a joyous feeling to it as well. And I'm done in 10 minutes and I'm ready to rock and roll.
This is my favorite rule from James Clear, which is a habit missed once is a mistake. A habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. Never miss 2 days in a row.
I know what it feels like to be alone with no motivation, no drive, no passion. For the first 20-some years of my life, it was just darkness. But if you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that. You gotta see who you're hanging out with, man. You gotta hang out with the people who you want to be like the most. If you're allowing people and things and situations throwing space in your fucking head, you're losing. You had nobody anyway, motherfucker. Look around you. There was no fucking team. It was you. There was no weight loss program or mom and dad waking you up saying you can do it, you can be better, trying to build belief. You built belief when you had nothing. Rock bottom.
Do you know the idea of the Michelangelo effect? Have you heard of this? Awesome. Michelangelo effect describes a situation in a relationship, friendship, or intimate partnership where each partner sees the best in the other and tries to help bring that out. So the sum of the parts is greater than it is individually. I think in life you want to be finding people that believe in you more than you believe in you, that hold you to higher standards.
I think that's the definition of a good friend. I think that's the definition of a good partner, a good definition of a good husband, wife, you know, that they remind us of the best of ourselves.
Once I started mastering my own life, I started realizing, my God, man, this was in me. Whenever hard times come up, you always wonder why you can't ever get over the hurdle. I had to start facing these things and becoming an expert at the things I feared the most. Along this journey, I started realizing that a lot of us have a lot of issues. So those problems that we have, we don't talk about, we don't want anybody knowing about, we're ashamed of. So I started realizing that my life was causing a whole bunch of scarring on my brain. I had to go back and really break open that scar and let it bleed. The things I was most afraid of, I cowered from. So I had to start mastering it. I put myself in hell and figured out how the human mind works while suffering, while pain, while misery. So I started realizing the capabilities of the human soul and the human mind. So that's where my mind started realizing, man, never judge a book by its cover.
Focus and fail fast. Focus and fail fast. Learn quickly, try something new. Because the faster you fail and learn, the faster you succeed. You actually learn to succeed by failing. If you want to increase your rate of success, you must double your rate of fail. Because success lies on the far side of failure.
If you had to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life. What would you put them through to make them patient? You probably wouldn't give them things immediately. And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. It's just like you want to pay the price tag to get the thing. And so I think if people reframe the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, that their wallet is their time, it's the seconds of life that they're trading for it, then I think more people will be willing to make the trade. Because at least when I look at myself, when I'm 80-something years old and I'm looking back on my life, I want to have these traits. But in order to have those traits, I know I have to go through these things. And I think for me, that's given me a lot of comfort in hard times.
If you're going to do it, do it. You can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over-leverage your decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Don't leave it and go, ooh, if I just would have, That keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night. When you half-ass something and you just don't know, whether you failed or succeeded, finding out and looking in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it, I went all the way, I found out, and that ain't for me. Or I found out, and you damn right that is for me. That's a great place to get to.
Look in the mirror, motherfucker, it's you versus you.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem.
You're not in competition with anybody but yourself. I just beat me. This ain't about nobody else. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I just beat me. If I can keep beating myself, if I can keep doing that, then that means that I'm in a battle with the only person that fucking makes sense.
In the battle you find peace. When you go to war with yourself, you find a lot of peace. Because you know exactly who you are.
If you have big goals, they motivate you, they stimulate you, they excite you, they enthuse you. If you have no goals at all, you just go around in circles. What we have found is that goals are the fuel in the furnace of achievement. And the more you work on the goals and the more you feel yourself progressing toward them, the better you feel, the more positive you feel, the more momentum you develop, and the more you feel yourself to be unstoppable.
Fastest way to read a human being, the number one way, is to keep one question in your head. It is, what does this person want me to feel about them? And what do they want me to notice? because everyone wears some kind of a mask. The mask is made up of the things that this person built to conceal shame. And shame today is institutionalized. It's a public weapon to use shame. So shame creates cognitive dissonance, which is a mental discomfort. Mental discomfort says, I don't want to be this uncomfortable in front of people. That creates a mask. So we wear these personas and these masks, cover up something.
Undisciplined boys grow up to be undisciplined men. Do you know what problem you're gonna have?
Yes.
Undisciplined men end up in the hospital or in a prison, or they end up in a grave. That's what happens to undisciplined men.
I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one had me on the back. I did all of the work alone. I can take myself to such a level of real passion and purpose. And like, the feeling I get is something I can't even explain by myself. I don't need anyone. No one can motivate me.
If you are awake from the hours of 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., if you're awake for 2 hours between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. for 2 days per week, for 25 days of the year, you qualify as a kind of card-carrying shift worker, and you likely have significant circadian disruption. You know, it's not gonna happen tomorrow, but if you continue on that pattern that I just described, you are putting yourself at increased risk for cancer and cardiovascular disease, metabolic dysfunction. You know, you can have trouble having children. It impacts fertility, mental health, psychiatric disorders. There isn't a disease or disorder that circadian disruption doesn't touch.
You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. I mean, one of the quotes on the wall in the gym in there is no tomorrow from Rocky 3, you know? There is no tomorrow. Fuck that shit.
Let's get all this shit done today.
I think we've just gone ridiculously soft. I think we're now breeding a generation who are encouraged to think there's no such thing as a loss. You know, in schools now, you can't not win. You get a participation prize. Everyone's a winner. But the real world, as we all know, is not like that. The real world is about winning and losing. Everyone in this room has won or lost. Business deals, TV shows, some work, some don't. You have to go through failure, I think, to be any good. You know, I've learned far more from failure than I've ever done from success. What are we doing when all our kids just win all the time? Well, think they do. They come 25th in a race and they get a medal. Why? Why do we give them a medal? I don't give my kids a medal when they come 25th. I go, well, how did you come 25th?
If there is something that you feel is good, something you want to do, something that means something to you, try to do it. Because I think you can only do your best work if you're doing what you want to do, and if you're doing it the way you think it should be done. So don't let idiots talk you out of something that you think is good.
The biggest advice I could give you right now, the biggest advice that anybody could give you, 85 to 90% of life is just showing up. Show up. If you show up, there's a chance something could happen.